There are a lot of things that Kaizer Chiefs management wants you to forget. But for this video, I will just go through the 5 things that they want you to forget from this season. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Number 1, releasing all the strikers. I am getting right into the video because ECFC did not just release all the strikers, but they also did not replace them in time. I know people will jump and say, wait a minute, Pilo, but ECFS did sign Dupree. But if you look at Dupree, he's more of a winger, striker sort of a thing. He's not like a target man kind of Castro, Nukovic kind of striker. He's not that striker that you bounce the ball off and then you make runs based on him being like the frame of reference. Yeah, but that big striker who holds up the ball and bring the other players into play. Dupree is there. I run into space, play the ball to me, and then I will score. But Chiefs released both Nukovic and Castro without replacements. And because of that, Chiefs were now in trouble because they were now scrambling to find a replacement. I know Castro had his injuries and Unukovic didn't even make it to Royal M because of these injuries. But if you look at it, you thinking Uguti, even a Castro sitting on the bench is a better option than Ukeleb, if we're being honest. And Nukovic, who's coming off the bench, is better than Ukeleb, honestly, because at least you still rely on the strength of Nukovic. At least you still know Nukovic can head the ball, for crying out loud. You come to Caleb, he cannot do that. You see that? So one of the things and the main things that management were probably thinking to themselves, what have we done? Is them releasing all these players. And I'm just going to bring him out here, this player. I know you might not like it. Upaka, for experience. I know Upaka is more of an attacking midfielder. That's what he also said, Uguti. He's more like an attacking midfielder who plays behind the striker. But he still knew how to score goals. And better than Ukeleb, I might argue. At 36, Upaka can still play and score better goals than Upaka, than Ukeleb. So that thing that happened caused the Chiefs to sign Ukeleb as a panic signing. Ukeleb being signed is actually supposed to be its own point, but I'm just going to add him here as a replacement for Nukovic no Castro. Number 2, not signing Upule Modi. We are in trouble right now. Itimiyetu does not have enough depth. You look at our bench from time to time, you're like, Jesus, what is happening in that bench? Who can come in and change the game? And if Upule Modi was to come to Chiefs and be benched by Udoli, he still has a potential of coming in second half and making a change in the game. If Upule Modi was there, maybe you would have found Uguti or Sekhota, even Bona, were not going to get comfortable in their positions because they know Uguti someone can take the position from them. Even not Dupree, I know they are scoring goals right now, but it keeps everyone on their toes if they know that there's a quality player who can come in and replace me at any point in time. And the Chiefs, they were talking so good. The Chiefs are not signing Umodi because he's expensive. He's 5 million. And then Arrows tweeted officially, no, Umodi, the Arrows wanted to sell him for half of 5 million, for less than half of 5 million, which means less than 2.5 million. And the Chiefs couldn't pay that money. And with the season that we have had, you wonder how much difference Upule Modi could have really made to the Kaizer Chiefs squad. Before we go to number 3, I just want to give a special member shout out to Willard Masau. And while you're at it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Helps me reach more people like you. You can become a member by clicking the link on the description. It's only 20 rands per month and you get the benefits that are here on my left. Next one, number 3, is not signing a CDM. It's a very pivotal position. It's a very pivotal position. And yes, we'll talk about Tuguti. Ultimately, we did find a way of making Plum play in that position. But the point is, he wasn't like the first choice CDM. We knew Uguti, we had problems in our CDM position. Yet we did not address that issue because there were talks Uguti, we might sign Umkojo. There were other talks about other players, but we did not sign him. So then the question is, why would you not sign a CDM in a system that's going to require you to be dominant in midfield? And for you to be dominant in midfield, you need someone who's a defensive midfielder who's not only going to break up play from the other teams, but he's also going to help your team when they are going forward with progressing the ball and controlling the tempo of the game. overall. Number 4 is Njabulo Plum's contract. This saga went on from the beginning of the season. We knew something was not happening with Njabulo Plum, and everyone was just like, Plum, Plum, Plum. How Plum will sign. These things will be sorted. Oh, it's these agents, blah, blah, blah. But then Plum leaves, and then he was now being used as that makeshift CDM. By him leaving, he left a hole in our midfield, and then when we came back to January, we were picking up form before we went to the World Cup. We came back in January, and then we had those, I think, 4 losses in a row, something, because they were just teams were just going through us and we were losing. And in Ndabi Sekteni, if you are building, at least keep Uplom until June, and then you can sell him, right? You can always sell Uplom. You can always sell Uplom in June, but for a lot of money, because what we ended up doing, we ended up selling Uplom for pennies. Like Uplom being sold for a reported fee of 5 million rands. That's like nothing for a player like Uplom. Like 5 million, guys. Are you kidding me? Like for a team footy that would have been willing to pay a lot of money for Plum, but since Vele he was in his last 6 months of the contract, they could pay 5 million for him. Imagine these guys were able to pay 5 million for a player who was in his last 6 months of his contract. Imagine how much more they would have paid for him if he had been contracted to a team for 3 more years, say. Because if they really wanted him, that means they would have paid however much. And also, remember, this is a team in America, so dollar. You understand? So that's just a one of those things that I don't understand why Chiefs did this. Number 5 is thin and inexperienced technical team. Right now, I am not sitting here saying, "Hey, fire Zwane. Zwane is inexperienced." No, it's the fact of life. Uzwane is inexperienced. We know that he hasn't coached any senior team. That's the truth. But at the same time, if the coach has good ideas, you help them with other people who are going to be alongside them. I watch all these other teams, even the best of coaches like Abo Pep. Pep will go to Mikel Arteta to be his right hand man, to talk to him when he was coaching like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. And now you can see how good Mikel Arteta is as a coach on his own. Yet Tina Chiefs took Uzwane and Shepard, both coaches without any experience, and put them together and expected them to just produce magical moments all the way. And that is not like something that you just think can just happen and you can be successful with 2 inexperienced coaches. Give them something, because not just Uguti, they're inexperienced and you can help them with other people who are experienced, but we don't have enough. We don't have enough people in the technical team. We do not have, like in the goalkeeper coach. The goalkeeping department has been shambles. Okun and Abu Benzama mistake. Peterson, Vuma, basically all our goalkeepers not good. Benzama mistakes that could have been avoided. Set piece coach, like we considered just against the Pirates. How many other set pieces that we considered? Against Amazon, we considered 2 corners in a row. We ended losing that game 4-0. So all these things, if you had a set piece coach, if you had a goalkeeper coach or proper, if you had a striker coach, Pirates got a striker coach, and you saw that's where their season turned around after they got that striker coach. So are you telling me Uguti Chiefs just couldn't find a way of strengthening our technical team? Yes, Kwabona, they've made mistakes, but then my point is proven, Uguti. If they had help, I think the Chiefs would have been in a much better position. What else do you think the Chiefs wants you to forget? Let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, remember, equals and Pelumo.